least you know I bring vibes on a club night. Keep the crowd hyped up, run a party red. She wanna say words in my earlobe. Reminds me there's an hour of the party left.
What is going on, guys? It's James here from GriffinGFX. Now what we're doing today is a bit of concept art. We're doing a material study for like a little leafy bush in a spherical shape. I find these so relaxing and fun to do. They free the mind up, and I think they make for some quite entertaining footage sped up. Now this piece took me about 2 hours to do, so obviously it's very sped up. And this voice is obviously recorded afterwards. I'm not doing it right now, but I thought I would share my intake on how to do things like this. So I feel like some of the most important things is the lighting, I don't really know what you call it, you wouldn't call it the shape, but like creating the 3D effect. So the leaves at the front where the light is hitting need to be a lot bigger than the ones towards the back, because if you think about it, they're curving around the side, and to your eye they're a lot further away than the ones right up on front. And then it's just about creating a rough idea of where everything is. So you can see here I'm just using thick brush strokes to make these leaves layered, and then I go back in afterwards with thin, lighter brush strokes, defining exactly where each leaf is going to be. It's very important that you have a clear idea of what you're going to be painting before you start doing the detail, otherwise you'll end up with things all off angle, off shape, and it won't come together very well. Now here, the reason I went into so much detail so early on, which I don't recommend doing, but it's because I didn't really have an idea in my head of the kind of leaves that I was going to be making. So I wanted to sort of engrave that style before going deeper into the project, which the reason I don't recommend doing is because I ended up changing quite a lot. So as I went throughout this big bush, because it took me quite a while, you got to remember that, as I started getting into it more, I decided I didn't like the way that the leaves looked on top. So I recommend, maybe you can see up in the top right corner I have a smaller leaf. I recommend doing something like that and just playing around before you start. I had some reference imagery up on my second monitor of leaves and bushes and trees and that kind of thing, just to give me a bit of a colour palette and just an image bank of what I was going to be painting. And you can see here, very often I need to clean the image up because I like to paint quite messy. I don't like to layer things very much. You can see I'm just working on one layer at the moment. There are other layers, but they're not like the painted bit. I think they're the colour palette, the leaves on top, the shadow, all that kind of stuff. But for the actual painting, I tend to work on one layer, so I often need to go around the sides and trim out what I'm doing. But effectively, you're going to be thinking about the colour, the lighting, the shape, and then bit by bit just adding more and more detail. So you can see, just going over each leaf. Once I know where they are, it's just a matter of putting the lines in, making sure the sides are being hit by the sunlight. And that's another important thing to mention. The bits that are going around the darker side, they're going to have a dark shadow hitting the side of them, whereas the bits that are going to be facing the sun are going to have a warm, almost moving towards the white, like a yellowy white line hitting them. And if you don't have little things like that, sort of indicating where the sun's coming from, then your piece of art loses all of its shape and form and all that kind of thing. It's very hard to explain, guys. I do recommend practicing. I'll be putting a few cool brush packs and Photoshop brush packs down in the description. They're the kind of things that I use to do realistic paintings like this. I call it realistic, it's very sort of game art, but you know what I mean. They're not my brushes, I don't own them, they're other people's, but they're the kind of stuff that I use, so that will help you out, because I do get a lot of questions about my brush pack. But that will be all, guys. There's not too much to talk about. It's more a case of just playing around yourself and enjoying the rest of this video. If you guys do like these concept art videos and do want me to go into more detail, because most of you guys watching, correct me if I'm wrong, but you watch these kind of videos for the entertainment side of it. You enjoy just a quick sped up thing. I don't know. I can understand that as well. I like to watch art sometimes just to sit back and relax and see what they're doing, as opposed to have Photoshop open and be trying to follow a strict tutorial. But if you guys do want in-depth tutorials, let me know, and then I'll start doing stuff like that, because I do read all of your comments and reflect on what you guys want. But regardless, I hope to see you in some of my other videos. I hope you comment, like, subscribe and interact with me, and have a good day. Have a good day, guys. Peace out.
Boom sound. Yo, you don't want me to get wild on, bust a freestyle on, turn into a reptile on. I'm a heavyweight like a pylon, never gonna let a bygone be a bygone. Cannabis I try one, then I buy one. That's why you might see me on a high one, see me on a sex and wrong side, my life pung, yo, tell me high. Bumbo clotted, pussy clotted, do not get devil man started. Car anytime I come black hearted, some sex and wrong side, my life pung. Bumbo clotted, pussy clotted, do not get devil man started. Car we come black hearted.